Hi, and welcome back. I'm actually standing up behind so that I can fix this before I go sit down. And the lamp is not up there yet, but I figure we'll fix this first. I'm standing behind my chair. I'm going to try something real quick. Let's see if we can maybe do it at a different, higher angle that will give us the right angle. See if it'll focus. Come on, focus. Do your job. Maybe. So I'm still trying to get that right. Let's see. Okay, how's that look? The light, I can fix the light over here. I figure I might as well do this while I'm didn't mean to go live already, but YouTube app is just super weird. Okay, oh, I moved it with my chair, sorry. Let's move that over there a little bit so it doesn't move with the chair so much. And we're working over here, so let's go over there. Oh, that looks pretty good. Okay, let me move the magnifier. See if I can see where it can go without being in the way. And of course, I'm not sure where it's supposed to be. Okay. Okay. And that's the magnifier pretty far up. Okay, good. I think we might have done it. Haha, yay. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go and sit down and get into my little space here. Oh, I wonder where that pen went. I found a pen under my chair that I was looking for earlier. Okay. Let's see if I can do this without moving everything. I just didn't want you guys to see my big old booty. Oh, I can't see the screen. Hit the right one? Did I hit the right one? That's the next question. And now you probably see my big old head. I don't think I hit the right everything. All right, there we go. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I did hit the right button. And now you see, now you see my big old head. That might work. I got it up higher, so let me turn this not on top chat. So, oh, it's not zoomed in. Oh, Lord. Let me see if I can zoom it in now without moving it. Oh, I didn't realize it was going to do that when I turned the camera off. It is just such a learning curve here. I'm waiting for the YouTube to catch up on the screen so I can see where it's at. Oh, okay. We're a professional, this is a professional operation here, you know? Okay, I guess I have to move the camera down so I can see what it is. Ah, that's annoying. Okay. I guess I shouldn't have worried so much about you guys seeing my booty. Hello, Michelle. Good morning for you. Good afternoon for me. I think that looks decent. I actually worked on this a little bit this morning. No, I'm not going to rub your gassy tummy, Fred. Let me see if I can move that just a tiny bit. So yeah, I ended up, and Fred's going to make fun of this, but Helga called me this morning as I was making coffee, and I missed our weaving meeting on Monday, and so she wanted to discuss some things. So I missed my coffee this morning, which sucks. I was just gonna go and lay down actually, because I was really tired this morning. I didn't even know how to say that. So yeah, I got to speak Swedish a little bit this morning. I am rusty. And she was like, everyone misses you. You got to come back. I'm like, yeah, okay. Maybe tomorrow. And then I'm like, wait, I got to do laundry. How am I going to do laundry? So I may have to stop earlier and go start laundry so that I can have some clean clothes to wear if I'm going to the 𝐕𝐵 studio tomorrow. And I have a fresh cup of coffee, which is not weird angle. Okay, so I guess the lamp is still there. Well, you know, I can move. Let's do this. Let's see if I can. I moved some things around on the side of on my table so that maybe I could move my lamp a little flatter. So, okay. So yeah, I've got the 2 first diagonals done. Now see, it doesn't look very good. It's like, let's zoom it in a little more. It's really, really bright. I finished the 2nd diagonal this morning. And there, I think that looks better because I'm only going to work in this section here. So I finished watching a YouTube tutorial, which was quite long, but it was really good. I don't think I've seen such a thorough YouTube tutorial on doing parking and stuff. I used to park all the time, and then I stopped because I was doing cross country. But in this case, I'm still going to do cross country, but the park threads aren't going to be in my way. I'm trying it. We'll see what happens. So what I'm going to do is turn on my tablet, hopefully. Ay. Everything is just not going my way these days here. Fred is so funny. Let's see. I can unplug that for a while. Turn on. I was also going to do a tutorial this morning on doing diagonal, marking out the diagonals in Saga, but things got, out of control and everything. So yeah, and then I might have to go to 𝐕𝐵 studio tomorrow, so I probably won't do it tomorrow. And we'll see. And then Alex's birthday, we're gonna have his birthday on Friday, so that's done. And then Saturday, it's just, I'm not usually this busy. So hopefully we'll see what happens. I'm putting my needleboard up on the stand so I can see it. And that still looks a little off. Let me see if I can. It's very, very, I don't know. I hope you can see that pretty well. Actually, you know what? I'm going to turn it on my tablet real quick and look at it there. This laptop has a really bad, what do you call it? Screen. Oosh. See, now I haven't actually talked in forever. I have no idea. It's like crooked. Let me make sure it's not gonna. Why is it? Oh. All right. All right. Well, we'll see how it goes. So, how is everybody today? Oh, this tablet. What is up with it? I was trying to use the stylus, thinking, oh, you know, it'd be nice to do that, and it didn't really work. Oh, you know what? I think I parked that one there. That's actually the next thread to use. I misread my lines. Oh, my hands are super dry again. I am so just out of sync here. Okay, so let's see. You changed your piercing to... we can see your old lady lens, Suze. Oh, you're so mean. I have to see, though. Okay, well, I'm going to be working down here. So I'm going to do the cross-country method. So I'm going to take I'm going to stitch in all the parked threads from the bottom to the top. And then I pulled the thread out the needle. And I started crocheting. Oh, seriously. I'm like dropping stuff onto the dusty floor. Let's see. Michelle has an old lady lens. Yeah, you know, I probably would have used it when I wasn't an old lady. Because I cannot see. And see, it's crooked. Okay, let's try this. And then my old lady lens is too far down, so then I can't see through it. Let me scooch down a little bit. It's a whole thing here. And so what are you working on today, everyone? If anyone's here. And I did schedule it for 3:45, but YouTube, when I was setting it up, I was, you know, putting everything where it needed to be. The live started like I don't even know how it decides to start like that. I mean, I was almost ready. I was just making sure the camera was where I wanted it. And the 18 count is not too bad, but honestly, I don't really think there's a huge difference between it and, oh, and that was wrong. I did that whole thing wrong. I had it parked in the wrong spot. I don't think there's a lot of difference between the 18 and 20. So the price is the same, you know, so buying it is the same, but you need less for 20 count, but it's very minimal. So I may just stick with 20 count. I kind of feel like the holes in the 20 count are bigger. But this is why I bought this 18 count, was to see how I felt about it. So we'll see. I mean, I'm not hating it. It's pretty good. Oh, okay. So Michelle is ironing tablecloths for the tennis banquet, and I'm packing and getting projects ready to go on a cross-stitch retreat this weekend. Oh, that's fun. And I just noticed that the camera is not any better. Seriously. Did I put it the wrong way? What you need is a mangle for your tablecloths. It is awesome. Have you ever seen one of those? It looks like one of those old wringer washers. And you fold up your wet linens so they're nicely, you know, they're nicely folded up. And then you run them through the mangle. And that still looks weird. What the heck? Okay, I'm just gonna mess around with it completely. Seriously. Hello, Renee. And, oh, that might be better. We'll see. Sorry. I was all excited that I got it set up while it was standing up, and then it didn't actually. So Michelle says, I need something. It's taking forever, but also it's too expensive to take to the dry cleaners. Yeah, I understand that. I have access to one in my laundry room. It's a big machine. And I have a portable one. Well, portable, not super portable, but I have a portable one in my storage room that I don't use because there's one in the laundry room. And sometimes I think, okay, I'll be lazy and I won't do my sheets. And then it feels like the sheets are just like rumpled, and, you know, I never did that before. I know I used to work for this. I was a babysitter for a woman who liked her sheets ironed, and that was one of my jobs while I was babysitting, which was super annoying. And I was like, why would you iron your sheets? So yeah, now I know. Okay, so this is going to go in the next diagonal, so I will park it, because no, I guess that would be in that one. I'll do it anyway. I like them out of the way. Okay, so that's done. Actually, you can kick the bucket on that. Let's do it this way. Okay, so the next one is here. Not mangled. Mangled is actually the word for chard in Swedish. It's, let's see, MAGLE, something like that. It's the same word in English as it is in Swedish. It's just spelled and pronounced differently. And I can't seem to pronounce either one. Yeah, the greens are just really pretty. I'm enjoying this. I worked on it a little bit this morning, and I was like, I don't want to stop. But I didn't do my 500 stitches anyway, so. And I just realized I'm just doing it however, but it's still pretty close to how he talked about it. That wasn't the right stitch to mark. Okay, so this one's got a lot too. Wait a minute. I didn't I didn't mark this one. So I think that one's first. What is that one? Oh, okay. No, that's the one I actually just selected. Okay, and I also just noticed, let me double check this. Yeah, there's not that much thread, so I'm not gonna, oh, maybe I'll do that. I'll do this stitch and then I'll go up. My hands are dry, so. No, you know what? I'm not going to. There's a couple stitches up there, but I'll do them afterwards and then park. There's some parked threads up there. Yeah. Kind of, so here's something that, there's a parked thread here, so he wouldn't have had that like that, I don't think, but I'm too lazy to take that out and fix it, I guess. It doesn't really matter. Can you guys see okay? That is really short. It's getting short. I think the row by row is kind of good. If you're gonna do a lot of confetti, I think that would work really well. 1, 2, 3. I think. Oh, okay. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm gonna end. I think I'm gonna end this because it's really short, and I think I will struggle pinning that. And I also noticed that it's harder to do a pin stitch with the ballpoint needle on the 18 count. It wasn't so bad with the 20 count. But that's okay. I just grab another needle. It's not a big deal. So I think what I'll do is I'll go ahead and grab another thread of this color and just finish it. I'd like to have it sorted out so that I'm not just doing like half of it. I have, my tablet is being silly. Yeah, see, I have 7 stitches left, so I'll do that. And that was 581. And I'm wondering if I had taken it off the board and that's why. No, there's still one. Oh, there's a really short one on the board. Renee says, I was looking at my chart from Chris. I was surprised that it has so many newer single-digit colors from DMC. Yeah, that's that's sort of what happened to me yesterday. I was working on it, and there was a color that was missing. And Chris left a comment on yesterday's live stream, and he said that he would have just fudged it. And I was like, well, that's okay. I still did it. It's right here. I don't know if you can see. It's like a little tiny pink dot. But yeah, I needed to get that floss out anyway, so I don't mind. I actually haven't looked. That was a 20, so I haven't really looked at the other colors to see. But you know, those new colors are really lovely. There's no reason why we shouldn't use those new colors. And they do work in wait. Oh, the ones that you sent me. No, I didn't. No, wait. Yes, I converted one of them and it worked fine, but it wasn't very good quality, Fred. It would have been not very fun to stitch. It looked good. It looked like it would be really vibrant and pretty, but the pattern itself was not super exciting. Yeah. But I don't know if I put it into Saga or if I just converted it. I'm going to go and do these stitches up here, I guess. Here's that one. I don't really want to. It's kind of breaking the rules here, but yeah. I'm a rule breaker or something. Oh, yesterday I told Alex to brush his teeth, and whoa, he got angry and slammed his hand into the wall. I was like, whoa, what happened to my sweet little boy? It's crazy. But his dad talked to the doctor, and we're going to lower his medication. So hopefully. That was freaky. At least he didn't hit me. I was like, but I told him, I go, that's not acceptable. You cannot act like that, Alex. You know, I made sure that he didn't think I was, you know, that I was scared or something that would make me, you know, do something for him that way. But then he was all sad and he was like, I was really mad, you know. Poor baby. Yeah, I kind of think that the 20 count I might prefer the 20 count. Let's just keep stitching. And this is going to go, oh, this goes over here. That goes here. I also think that this diagonal method could still work with my doing, you know, you could do min to max, or you could do by number. And this is gonna go here, there. Okay, and mark that. And this other one was not marked. Oh, there's a bunch of this one. Ooh, nice. Chris sent me a message with a socket chart yesterday for mine. Maybe he is in the process of doing conversions for all of them. Yep, he is. I showed him how to. I did a conversion for him. I did the conversion on this pattern so that you could see that it does work. And so, oh, you know what? Oh no. Oh. Okay, well that's why those weren't marked right. Oh shoot. I had my diagonal not correct. Oh, that. Well, at least I only did a little bit, right? But I think I counted to the edges. I was wondering why these stitches weren't there. So this one is not that one. All right, now I need to, shoot. Okay, well, yeah, it is what it is. At least I figured it out before I got too far, right? Okay, well, let's... Holy manoli. Okay, but this one should... Yeah, that one's still right. Okay, that's good. That one's still correct. Except for I think... No, okay, I did that one. That's right. So, now, which one did I do next? Was it this one? Let me look and see. Okay, okay, yeah, see, I missed that stitch. Okay, so then, okay, it's not too bad. Maybe. Okay, it looks like I might have, okay, well, that's problem because I had it so dark. I had the background so dark. I missed that my diagonal box wasn't on the diagonal line. Live and learn. Okay, so this one is here. That's the L. Okay. I'll leave that one there. I usually count, so they weren't really wrong, except I missed a stitch. This one is, well, I missed that one too, it looks like, didn't I? Because there's that. Oh, yeah, see, now I missed that one too, anyway. Okay, well, let's see, where's this one? There we go. Okay. Well. Easy to fix. No problem. I was gabbing too much, not paying attention. It has a lot to do with poor vision. I'll just blame that. Okay? It's just because I can't see. We'll stick with that one, right? Hi Janine. Yes, I'm doing the diagonal cross country, but I made a mistake, and so I'm kind of backwards stitching a little bit to fix it, and then it should be okay. I did the first two with the line by line, which was, I think it's pretty okay. I could see with a lot of threads that it would be really helpful. A lot of confetti. Okay, so this one was the one that got messed up. Okay, so, and that's the one I ended the thread. Okay, so it's this one. And here, I went up here. Okay, so I'm gonna fix this. This is where I pinned it, but this was the new end, so that's good. At least I didn't really mess up. I'm trying not to swear just because, you know, Fred might get offended. Yeah, I know. So Renee said we can always tell Yogi when she goes wrong because we can see her chart. Yeah, and actually, I've been trying, but I can't figure out how to get it so that it will work properly. So let me double check. So that one's, oh no, that one's not right either. I'm just, you know what? I'm just gonna fudge it. It's just one stitch and yeah. Look away. Like Yogi always says. Because it's just like, yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm back on track. I'm trying to get back on track and I'm kind of messed up. So I don't know what he would have done with, like, normally you wouldn't go in that hole with the thread like that. But yeah, I think this one's wrong too. Or this one here is wrong. Maybe. Ugh, I'm such a numpty. I swear. It's fine. So here is 1, 2. No, that might be right. Okay, so this this one's wrong. That one's right. Okay, well, we're just, Chris said that he has no problem fudging, so we're gonna fudge a little bit. I don't care. Just do it. They're pretty close. The greens are all pretty close. Hopefully, if it doesn't look good, I'll frog it. It's no big deal. It's like 1 or 2 stitches, so. Gotta make sure. I need to change the color of that lower diagonal line highlighter. And that is gonna go there. Okay, that looks like we're gonna call it close enough. Okay, let me check the chat. Let's see. Janine says I might try the row by row method on my new start, 𝐂𝐫𝐞𝐬𝐿 by 𝐂𝐵. Who designed that one? And Renee says to fudge it. This would hurt my brain. Too much thinking. Nah, it's not that bad. I don't know Cosmo right offhand. Is it one cat or several? It's one cat. Oh, okay. It's one of the Peggy Collins ones. I was thinking that. Those are really cute. The Peggy Collins ones. I think Joyce is stitching. She's stitching one of the gardens. I'm out of my caramel sauce, so I had to use some store-bought stuff. It's okay. It's not the same, but I didn't really have time, so. Oi, sorry, I missed that. I probably am overthinking it all, and that's not a, that's not the technique. That's just me, because I tend to overthink. That's definitely me. I had a friend. Well, I still have a friend. It's been a long time since we have gotten together since she's in the States. But she used to always say that I worried about being worried. And I think that kind of fits. So, yeah, okay, so this one, wait. There's that one. Oh, no, that's right. Okay. Right. Oh, okay, that one's the wrong spot. That's why. And that one was in the wrong spot. But these were right because I actually made sure that I looked at where the box was, which is handy. I think that, so I was thinking about this, like I've been doing sort of typewriter method, and this kind of gives you the same feeling idea, but it's more controlled. So, I'm not going anywhere else. I'm not going to continue stitching like here. I'm not going to continue stitching there. I'm just going to park it. And I'm going to try it and see how it goes. So far it seems pretty okay. I think the row by row kind of, I wouldn't say hurt my brain, but because I do row by row with tent stitch, so I'm used to it, but I felt like it wasn't necessary. And then also Chris commented on yesterday's live stream, and he said that he would have just done it, he would have done cross country. So that was good to know. Okay, so here we have the wrong color, but you know what I think I'll do? It is a little bit darker. So I think I will just do like that, and then this one was supposed to be that color, so yeah, we'll just fudge it a little bit. This thread is really short. There's a lot of stitches on this one. And I was kind of looking for something different to work on that wasn't like 𝐂𝐈𝐊 or, this seems like he's taking care with the charting process. Seems really good. Oops. And now he's going to start offering saga files, which is really a good plus. I'm going to end this thread because it's kind of short. Okay, so Janine says, I think row by row is a lot less thinking. Yeah, exactly. you know where you're going. And especially if there's a lot of confetti, you know that you it's all going to lay flat. It's all going to be nice. So yeah, totally. I took out my Golden Gate Bridge to show Helga today. And it's like, I love it because it's Golden Gate Bridge, but I don't really love the tent stitch. But it's at 29%, so I don't really want to start it over. I don't know. So let's see, real quick. Michelle says I need a chart with training wheels for learning parking, diagonal 1 with fewer park threads. I tried Chris's method and I think I like it. Renee says it doesn't hurt to try a new method. I always tend to do the same thing these days. And hi, Dawn. And Janine's going to work. Later, Janine. And I just realized that the magnifier glass is in the way. Sorry about that. Yeah, so I'm kind of thinking through this. I need more thread. Let me mark these off real quick. Because I'm not gonna, well, actually I can just not do those, and do them later. I think that's what I'm gonna do actually. So let's see. I think that's what I did. Let me double check. This is what I need to do. I need to change the color of my crosshairs. They're black and that's not helping much. I can't see them. Oh, that'll work. Okay. I did add those in because I definitely use them even if I'm doing diagonals. So I'm thinking that instead of, if I'm doing it cross country, that I might consider doing it the same way as typewriter, but using his ideas of how you park, where you park, how you do your stitches and everything. I may consider that. I'm kind of looking at, ideas, just because I really do prefer to either do it by number or min to max. I do think min to max would work really well with this because then you get all those little parts, and then you would stitch all the, like all the block stitching last, so it would cover it up and it would be flat. So there is that idea. I do really like min to max. That's has always been my preference. So now we're doing 733. Double check and make sure I've got that in the right spot. And there's that. Okay. I think I had a cramp on my leg last night. My leg is just like, like, I have one leg that's already messed up. Do I need both of them? I mean, seriously. So, but I do think that maybe min to max would work. I need to watch the time because I either have to end the stream at 5, which is in 45 minutes, so I can start laundry, or I not pause, but I go and go through laundry in at 5 o'clock and then continue, which I have no problem with if you guys don't mind sitting and waiting for me to come back. The laundry room is like right next door, but we have to schedule laundry time, and it's really hard to get, well, it's not hard to get time because there's plenty of times. Oh, see, when I parked that, I didn't have the diagonal right, so I didn't put that in the right spot. Okay, well, And I have to have clean clothes for tomorrow if I'm going to the 𝐂𝐈𝐊𝐽𝐵. Here I am here. I missed a stitch up here, so I'm just going to go up and do it. Oh dear. Let's see. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, let's see. 1, 2, 1, 2. And then I can park it because the parking is right there. I also kind of didn't like taking my threads all too far over my worked threads. So I actually did a yogi move. Not this time because those will be covered up. But I did I did a yogi move. I was like, why not? Let's just do that. Okay, so Michelle says, I tried Colorfillo. I didn't get it. I think I'm going to try to start a more complex method. And Renee says, it seems to me that Colorfillo might be better on some charts than others. Yeah, exactly. I did try Colorflow with the 𝐏𝐸𝐷𝐻𝐸 and what is it? The solar eclipse. But it was just so much starting and stopping because solar eclipse is just like one thread here, one thread there. So I'm not really sure. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee so it doesn't, you know. So let me know what you guys think. I can start the laundry a little bit later, like 5:30, but hi, Chris. Welcome in. No problem. I understand completely. And I really enjoyed your comment. I just wanted to let you know that like that was great. Thank you for commenting. I'm super enjoying this pattern. So, you know, I'm trying it out. I'm trying your method out. I did the first two with row by row, and now I'm doing the next with cross country. So we're checking it out. But I love the pattern. I love how this looks. So anyway, thank you for stopping in, and hopefully you have a good day and everything. So we'll see you later or whenever. Okay, next color is, and this is silly. Oh, see, this is me being not very smart. So the next one is way up here. So I'm just gonna, and it's really short, and there's a lot of this color up at the top. So I'm just gonna end it. I'll do the stitch and end it because it's not really that long. Oh, I actually got the ballpoint needle in there, right? And Chris said, you're most welcome. Sure, tweak anything to your liking. We are all looking at things that work for us, right? Have a great day. Thank you. And have a great day for yourself also. And hope to see you soon. So this one I'll mark, but I will work on the other ones later when I get there. Because, yeah, I didn't think that one through. That's okay. It wasn't very long. That thread wasn't very long, so there really wasn't much to do about it. So this is the next one. And this one, there's only a couple of stitches, and then I can end it. So I will put this on my board. Can't wait to get down to the animals. There's a mushroom not that far, so that's exciting. And I do want to do, I'm going to try to do that video tomorrow with showing how to do the diagonal box. I was so rusty this morning trying to speak Swedish. It was like all the words were just not coming out properly. Like, dang. Super rusty. Thought my English was rusty. Well, Swedish was worse. You know, my son, he speaks Swedish, but his language is just really different. Oh, see, I already had one up there of that color. My needleboard looks like a hot mess. Oh, it's shorter though, so we'll just put this one in there too. So that was 738, and that's done. Let's see how many there is of that. Yeah, see, I wasn't really, I guess I didn't notice the stitches above. I wonder if I had my diagonal box not quite right. I don't know. So it's a little bit of a fail, but that's okay. Because there's one up here that I missed. Right, yeah. And I just did the boo-boo that Chris said in his tutorial. So let's try that. I just thought of that. Chris had a little part in the end of his video on making sure your stitches are going in the right direction. Because if I go there up to there, it pulls it. If I go here, yeah, it was this. That's right. Yeah, that's right. And I usually do that instinctively, but I do notice that sometimes I don't, you know, like I'm lazy and I don't orient the threads in the way that would be optimal. It's this one. So it's kind of it was a good refresher and reminder on doing that. I'm not sure you guys have seen that part. It was towards the end. Honestly, I'm not because he's here, but the information was just so good. Like it was just, yeah. You know, I mean, yeah, of course, I probably knew some of it already, but like the way he explained things was very thorough and good. So this one I just finished here, and then the next one is over here, which isn't that far. So I'm gonna go ahead and go over there and do it. And so it's, let me double check. I don't have my crosshairs over here. Let me do my crosshairs real quick. So this is how I do my crosshairs. I don't find the middle. I go, so I already have one here. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, and then hopefully. And then I do it from the middle. So, and I decided to use that pen just because I didn't want the same color of blue. Okay, so there's that. And it's a little farther, but there was only a couple of stitches. So that thread probably would work. Okay, so bucket time. And now we're up to this one. 472. let's see. Renee says, I haven't had a chance to watch Chris's video yet. I'll have to do that. And it's just like, you know how Yogi's voice is just so soothing and easy to listen to? Chris's is like that too. And I didn't notice him speaking like he was AI, but I could understand why somebody would maybe think that, because it was very soothing, very gentle. And I'm trying to figure out where this stitch is going, because this might be where I made some mistakes. So here is where those ones will go. Oh no, it's right here. Okay. Right? Yeah, okay. No mistake. It's right. Oh, that's good. Because it was a much different color. Yeah, you know, his English was very good. You can tell that he's a teacher. That's wrong though. Sheesh. I'm talking too much, and you know, but we're here for the chat, aren't we? So, you know, yeah, so I don't think I've seen one that was that well put together, honestly. So yeah, definitely check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. Okay, so then here is that. AI, LOL. I'll have to pay attention to that. Perhaps he wrote out a script for his explanations and that made it smoother. He did say in Yogi's chat the other day that he had really like edited it, you know, quite well. Okay, so my next thread is way up here. Oh, that's not that far. That's only like 10. So, okay, we'll do it. Because there's some here too. So like my thought would be to just park it here and start another thread up here, but it's not that far. So we'll just go with it. All right? Live dangerously. Let me make sure I put it in the right spot though. Let me do another. With the crosshairs, you have less counting to do. Because it takes a 10 by 10 box and makes it, you know, 4 5 by 5s. And it's easier to orientate yourself. So like I didn't have to count from the bottom. I know that stitch is right underneath that crosshair, so I don't have to do it. I think that this was pretty long. I think that I probably would have, you know, maybe done a pin stitch just to tack it down, but we'll go with it. Okay, only 2 left. And then we can do some other, whoops, okay. I just hit the back button. That's silly. Okay, now this one is 734, and there's a bunch of these. So on this one, there's a bunch that are right here, and then there's a bunch over here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and just stitch down here, because there's 30 stitches completely in this color. So I'm going to do these ones here, and if the thread runs out, then I'll just start a new one for the other side. That's the plan. We'll go with that. This looks a bit funky. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so Wait, I missed it. Okay, Renee says, time for my breakfast. I'll listen while I make it. I've done 440 stitches already today. Wow, that's great. You must have gotten up really early. And Michelle says, dumb question. There are no dumb questions. None at all. Dumb answers maybe, but yeah. What do you do when the diagonal gets larger than your hoop? Do you stop and move the hoop? And Lucky Stitcher 77 says, hi and welcome in. I don't think I've seen your name before, but welcome, welcome. I'm really excited that we get new people. Hi, thank you for showing us Chris' method. I'm really interested in using it in one of my whips. Awesome. Yeah, see, I'm learning. This is the first time I've done it yesterday. Now, the dumb question, which wasn't dumb. It really wasn't, because I actually thought that through. So when I did Unicorn Valley, I did it on a scroll frame, right? And so I was working across. But then when I realized that I couldn't sit at the table anymore, where my scroll frame was attached to the table, great setup, but my back just, I can't sit in a chair in that sort of situation. So I had to figure something else out. So I bought the size, I think it's a size 6 Nurge hoop, and I just figured out how much I wanted to work on and stuck it in there. And that these wooden Nurge hoops really hold the fabric in there if you've got stitches already stitched. So what I would do is I would just move the hoop, and those stitches that were parked, I roll them up into the, I'm not sure you can see, let me see here real quick. So I have my stuff rolled up like a un papillote. You know, when you roll up a pie, or you roll up paper, fish in paper. So this is how mine looks up to here. So then I have these little clamps, and if it's really big, then I stick it in a bag. I have a bag that I stick it in. So there we go. Maybe I've got that better now. Yeah. Oh, I think I found the spot. Good. Okay. So what I do is, if it's on the side, if that part that I've worked and have threads parked, I just roll it up in the fabric. So, so I've come to realize that I don't mind working in a small section like this. And these wooden Nurge hoops, this is a smaller one, so I haven't really used it so much with work on the outside, but that big one totally held the fabric in there with the work in progress so well. And the threads just, so when I store the threads, I use one of these pops. So that I would go like this, and sometimes I would do them like that, and I would just sit it there. If it was over on the side, I would clamp it, with something. I would just put it over the side and clamp it. But on these aren't that long, so I'm not worrying about it. But when I store my project, I'll roll them up in that. And I would just have those on the side and tucked into the fabric, and it was fine. So yeah, so then I was thinking about this stitch, and for some reason this stitch looks a little wonky, and so I'm gonna redo this stitch. I'm not liking how that's sitting there. Oh, and then I just pulled the, oh, yo. Oh, that's why it looks so funky. Oh, well, that's good. Okay, I'm glad I fixed it then. I don't know if you can see, but I had gone up. Not in the hole. I had gone up in the fabric. So there. Okay, that's better. And I was like, it looks really weird. And that's why it looked weird. It's worth, I don't mind like taking out stuff and redoing it. It's like, why not, you know? Okay, so then I need to pay attention to what this looks like. Now I have the magnifier right in my face, my mouth. And Michelle says, thank you for the explanation. Okay, no problem. I love scroll frames, but they are really cumbersome. And my setup is, I found that I was just really uncomfortable. I love how tight they keep the fabric, but it's just so big. And I was finding that I couldn't see my tablet properly. And I just needed, yeah. So I ended up giving them to Christina. all but one. I have one still. She has my holders and all that stuff. I mean, give as in loan, because I wasn't using them, and she needed a bigger scroll frame for one of her printed kits. So, you know, I mean, I'm not using it. She's my bestie. So and I'm not really paying attention the direction I'm going. I'm just pretty much going however. So like this right here, I'll go back, I'll zigzag back. And that was something that Chris showed in how he was doing the cross country. But I do think min to max could work pretty well in this. Maybe I'll do that. I'll do that in the next diagonal, maybe. Try that. All right, so this might be where I have a mistake. Let me look at this real quick. 1, 2, yeah, this, yeah. No, maybe. Okay, oh no, okay, no, I just miscounted. It's fine. Math is not one of my strong points. So there's that. I'm gonna check down on that part. Let's mark those. And I'm gonna go over here. There's like 2 stitches right here. And I'm gonna do them and use it to end. No, it's not there anyway. Let's see, it's up here. Yeah, and I'll use it to end the thread. These stitches, let's see, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, there we go. I keep pulling the thread out the needle. Okay. And Fred got distracted by Jen. It's usually the other way around. And Renee's back with her breakfast. I love scroll frame stand. I love my scroll frame stand. It was a gift from hubby, but I use my hoops too on some projects. My scroll stand does take up a lot of room. Yeah, well, I think that I was finding that I was really uncomfortable with how I was sitting in my chair. And I have bad back, you know, it's really a mess, and I just really struggled with being comfortable. And here I have more room. I don't have to strain around the scroll frame to see the tablet, or have the tablet too far near me. Okay, this one's kind of short, so I'm gonna remove that one. So, and that is 734. And I think actually I'm just gonna leave those other ones because we're gonna go through that anyway. So, yeah, why not? I'm not gonna worry about it. That I did the same with that other color too. And this one is the last parked thread in this diagonal. It's 3047. And it's like a really pretty yellow. And that looks like I also messed up where that came through. I am struggling with the 18 count with that. Oh, no, that looks right. Huh. Okay, well, it is right. Looks super funny. I think that looks odd. I'm gonna go in from the other side. Let's see. Oh, that looks better. Okay. And then we have one over here. Yeah, it was just sitting funny. And then here, there's a few. So, yeah, so for tomorrow, I'm not really sure if I will stream or not. It depends on what time, how long I am at the weaving studio and what I get done when I get back. If I'm really tired, too peopled out. There's new people starting there, and I haven't been there in months. But anyway, I need to do that because, yeah. Oh, I think this is going together really, really well. But I will say, I'm noticing that with these beige stitches that I probably need to turn on the face so that I can actually see what's stitched on the app. I don't think Yogi uses that, but I don't think she doesn't have a lot of light stitching that she does, you know, other than a little bit at a time. I don't think. And Renee says, I think your coverage with 1/1 is looking good. Yeah, I really think it looks good too. I mean, it is showing a little bit, but, you know, we know that Zweigart, this is Zweigart fabric. We know Zweigart puts a bit of sizing in their fabric, and it will shrink a little bit. So I think it looks fine. I'm pretty happy with it. Okay, so then this one, wait, that's not right. Okay, let's take that out. This might, wait, where did I fit? Oh, no, that's there. Did I not mark these? You know what? I didn't mark those. That's why. Okay, no, that's right. Sheesh. I know what I'm doing here. I really do. So this one is, yeah, it's fairly long. Okay, so I'm going to check and see where that can go next. It's so tempting. Like, there was a stitch right next to this one up here to just stitched it, but I'm being good. I have to figure out where it's at, actually. Let's see. It is Yeah, okay, it's right there. So that's not that long. Yeah, I think that's okay. We'll go with it. And bucket that. I need to mark those those other stitches, the H's. Well, H. The ones that where I ended that last thread. Okay. Yeah, we did all the, ow. We did all the park threads. So I think what I'm going to try is I am going to try doing it from min to max. I think we'll yeah. All the ones that are left are quite a lot. Like, so let me sort it by min to max. So we have 12 stitches, 13 stitches, 27, 43, and 64. So min to max would make a lot of sense, I think, anyway. So, and the and the first one that comes up is the one that I had ended, and so we'll start there again. Because they're all going to get stitched eventually anyway. And yes, I could take the first stitch, but it would be that first stitch is the one that has the most threads, so that it makes more sense to just, yeah, that's what I'm sticking to, you know. Does it make sense, do you think? Because this way the threads get covered up, so there's a lot less floats. And hi, Scanist. Welcome in. Oh, my lamp is in the way. Sorry. I just noticed that. It's almost time to melt my wax down and redo it. Take all the, it looks like a hot mess. That's just from floss sticking in there. And that's kind of good because I'm just running it through just gently, but it takes all that extra fluff off of it. So, you know, not a bad idea. And then I usually wax my ends really well. And that keeps them, especially this poly cotton, it keeps them from fraying a lot more. And then I clip the ends off, and then the ends stay kind of nice. And if they start to fray, I then will wax them a little more. So here's where I will use my ballpoint needle. And oh, it's not caught up. I was like, what? Okay. Oh dear. The computer. And Renee says, I like using wax too. I need to order some new ones. You know what I do? I buy beeswax from a honey farm and melt it myself. So let's see where I'm going to start. That is here. So I think I spend about, well, you know, things are more expensive here than in the States. It was like 30 kroner, so like $3 for a little cake of beeswax, which is enough for me. Oh wait, you know what? I just did that wrong. Okay, we'll go up here. No? Did I count that in the wrong spot? Oh, I see. This, no, that's not right either. No, okay. It's just that my little lines were, yeah, it's fine. My little grid lines were kind of blurry. I need the diagonal lines because I'm not, I can't count, I can't see. Yeah, so I have a little double boiler pot thingy, and I melt the wax. I have a silicone form that I bought ages ago for ice or something, and I melt the wax. The amount of wax I have now made 3 little hearts, but I do think that I could make more. They don't need to be this big. I realized afterwards that they just really didn't need to be that big. So I will, when I melt them down, I'll divide it up more into the silicone forms. What a great idea. Yeah. And you know, when you get natural beeswax, it's natural. It smells awesome. I love the smell of beeswax. Let me double check that. Okay, there's 2 there. So, and you just boil it over, you can even use a cup in a bowl, in a pot of water, just double boil it. And like this one that's gotten a little bit dirty, I take a bamboo skewer and I stir it up with the bamboo skewer and then pull out all the floss, and then it's clean again. So yeah. And let's see. Scanus says, I have some beeswax too that I melt. Mr. Scanus thought he'd get some bees at one time, but didn't. I have a wax disc around somewhere. I lose everything. It would help with the CXC. Yeah, totally. I don't do it when I do two strands. I do the ends anyway. And Busy Mom says, question again on Saga. If you're doing min to max, do you then have a box highlight or do you do the whole page? Hopefully I'm asking correctly. And Scanna says, it does smell so good. Okay, so actually, I brought the other old phone in because, and that's really great. This old phone, this old phone's over 10 years old. I can't believe that. But Saga works on it. So let me move my lamp and I will, I can open, I'll use the one that came with it. So let's say we go over here. I'll make sure you guys can see. So I've never opened this. So it's all, it's all standard how it would be. Okay, so I put it in the box, right? And let's close that because, so then I go in here, wait, there, ash. Okay, so this one has, so this one has all the, this one has French knots, so I'm gonna turn those all off. Half stitches usually leave those on in case. So, and then if you look here, this is the Android version too, by the way. So here, if you press that arrow, then that sorts it by, that sorts the numbers by minimum to maximum. So you see, so then I turn that on and it's supposed to pick the first one. Okay. Okay, so now it's, oh, you know what? That's because it's half stitches. Okay, well, that wasn't a very good example. Okay, let's go on the other one. Because half stitches and all that's too weird. Okay, so here's my favorite. Oh no, this isn't the one I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a different one. Okay, so I find that if you just add the box when you have it all zoomed out, then the box will end up in the middle and not where you want it. So I want it up here. So I zoom in where I want it. And that doesn't work either because there's only one color. How stupid. Oh, sorry. Okay. Let's do this again. We'll get a, wait. Oh, no. Okay. We'll get a, we'll get a Saga file real quick. I can show it on this one actually. That'll be a good idea. Maybe. Cross stitch. That's the other thing that works really well with, okay, so here we go. Here's the Saga file. Cross stitch meadow. And so what, oh, here we go. Okay. Oh, screen was, okay. I need to, okay, so this is when you get a pattern, this is how it looks to begin with. So first thing I do is I lock the, I lock it. So, and I have it set so I can just double tap it to lock and unlock. So that's the first thing I do is lock. And then I often keep the light bulb on so I can like check it out, you know, but then when you start working on it, you turn the light bulb off. So you only have to do that once. Okay. Cause that takes it. So you have the eraser and you have the pen instead of the eraser. And you know what, let me zoom out a little. Oop, that's in. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can see. Okay. So I turn the bottom. You still can't see. Let me. There we go. Okay, there we go. Is that better? Maybe. So now I have the box and I put it up here. Oops. Right? I make it 10 by 10. And I go up in the thing and this has it set by min to max already. And then I sort it with the arrow, min to max. So then you can see there's the, you know, one. So then there's, oh, and this is the other thing I would do is I would go in here and make this thicker and you can change the color or whatever. So we'll just do that. I don't like red, but we'll stick with red. Okay. And so here we've stitched it, we bucket it. Oh, wait. That's new. Oh, I've never seen that. Fill by inside. Yeah. Okay, that was weird. I've never seen that one. Okay, so we did that. Oh, and the other thing I do is I click the S because I want the symbols to not show, and that's where you could do the little face. Okay, so we kick the bucket and it just scrolls through each one as it goes, and that's min to max. So, you know, and then the little sunglass guy is, and so then if you look in here, you can see this is what we have left. So is there anything else you guys want to know while I am messing around with this? And Scanus says, Saga looks so great. I saw someone else using it. Try out different color backgrounds to help choose fabric. Yeah, that's another thing you can do. There are so many great things about Saga. So for example, here, wait, that was the wrong one. I didn't mean to hit that one. So here you can go in and you can change the fabric size and then it will tell you how much floss you need. So there's so much good stuff. Oh, and here's the other one. So here's the diagonal. Oh, no, that's the picture. So then diagonal, you can set it up how you want it and the color how you want it. And you can move it so you can see. So you can see here that that was not the guide that I needed. I need the other one. I need this one because then it hits the right place. And then okay. And then the other one that you can do is the box. Is you do this box, and then you can reshape it. There's a spot there on my phone that so you can reshape to your diagonals. This is stuff that Pattern Keeper can't do, and it's just so awesome. So I hope that helped. Let me know if you want to see anything else. I can do videos. Doing videos is often easier because then it's clearer. But you know, whatever works for me, just let me know and I'll help you guys out. Let me make sure this is scrolled in good so you can see. And there, that looks like it would work. Okay. So there, I'm gonna take a sip of coffee. Okay, now I need to decide about laundry. I have laundry at 5. I can stitch a little longer and then do it a little bit later because I don't have a lot of laundry. But unless we want to continue, and then I can, you know, pause and go and do that really quick. Oh, okay. So Busy Mom says, okay, that's what I was looking to change the shape of the box. Okay, cool. Yeah, so for the diagonal, you need those two different things. You want to do the diagonal symbol and then the box. So you know what? I will later on tonight before Yogi stream, I'll do a little tutorial because I know Chris didn't know about that either and he was interested in it. So I'll do a little tutorial on doing the diagonal box and changing the colors of it and everything. Is there anything else you guys want to see before I do that video? It's kind of fun. I like doing these videos. I've been learning video editing and stuff. It's kind of cool. And hello, Dragon Lady. Good morning. No, I'm not the best. Alex is the best. He always says that. He always says, Mommy, you're the best. And then I say, no, Alex, you're the best. Renee says, I'm going to get off anyway. Have to get stuff done around here. And then do some shopping this morning while it's early. Busy Mom says, if you pause, I'll wait. And Renee says, thanks for the lesson. No problem. And I actually still really want to stitch more, so I don't mind pausing and coming back. So this color has a lot of stitches in the next box, but like you start way up here and I finished here. Oh, it's not too far. It's not too far. It's up here. So, but you know what? I'm gonna do like a little pin because it doesn't show, but it'll keep the floss from laying on top or getting stuck. That's sort of the idea I have. And that one's gonna go there. And then I can bucket it. And so then it just switched to the next one, which is 13 stitches. So it's good. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll really quick go and I'll pause or I won't pause it, but I'll just turn the camera off for a few minutes while I go run to the laundry room real quick and start that. And then it washes for like an hour and a half. So I got lots of time to sit there and stitch some more while while the laundry's going. So I'll be right back. I hopefully will be real quick. I'll leave on the lo-fi girl for you to enjoy. Oh, and I just dropped my needleboard. It's like a porcupine. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I'm just gonna sit myself down again. They have weird laundry times. You gotta get it in there when you can, kind of thing. Oh, I know. I'm trying to get it, but I think it was 3:30 when I started, so it's like 6:30 your time, I think, because you're in California. Um, and but our laundry times are like they're at 7 in the morning, 12, and 5, and I I had someone from the weaving studio here at right around the time when I needed to start it, and I knew that it would be if I started it at 12, it was in the middle of it just yeah. So, and if I start later, it's too late and all that stuff, So anyway, but it's pretty quick. Oh wow, I just looked at this without the magnifier. That looks really cool. And I don't think the 18 count is bad. Okay, so let me turn this back on. There we go. And then we have to zoom in again, of course. It doesn't stick with the zoom when you turn off the camera. So I put some hand cream on because my hands are super duper dry. Actually, somebody had cleaned up the laundry room before I used it. Sometimes I have to sit there and wash a bunch of stuff out. And it's not because it's dirty, but it's because they use like really perfumey stuff, and my nose doesn't deal with that very well. So, but people have been a little bit more like not using that strong stuff so much anymore, which is nice. People are starting to realize that, it's not good for the environment. It's not good for us. So, okay, so the next color is 712. And, yeah. Oh, that's better. My hands were like super dry. So, this is one that oh, that's right. I just stuck some more floss on here. Let me just take out one. Use my handy dandy ruler. This ruler. I don't use it for measuring, but I use it for lots of things. Yeah. my hands are a bit sticky now, but that's okay. I try to put on hand cream before I go to bed, but I often forget because I fall asleep so easily. And then when I do use it, it's like I have really, which is weird because my hands are super dry, but my skin is quite oily normally, so like my hair gets oily really fast. And so if I use hand cream, I end up feeling like a big old grease pit in the morning. It's really gross, So I kind of avoid doing it because it's like, ew. But it's a necessity. Yeah, I'm still doing Chris's method. I have tweaked it just a tiny bit. This diagonal, so I'm doing the cross country method now, and I stitched in all the parked threads using his method. So I didn't deviate from that. But now I am, instead of picking the first symbol, which would be one of the stitches that has the most in it, I'm picking the one next to it, which is only got 13 stitches. And so I'm doing kind of min to max. And that's, I don't know, you know, we'll see how it goes. But that's the plan right now. And my ballpoint needle does not like the pin stitch so much. Everything's sticking to my hands now. Oh dear. So, oh, and you know what? I should set myself a timer so I don't forget. I gotta go on. We only get 3, if we do laundry at 7 in the morning or at 12, we get 5 hours, but only get 4 hours if I do it at 5. So it's kind of have to make sure I go in there and then they lock it. It's like automatically locks and everything turns off. But I will say I'm kind of glad they do that because my living room wall is shares the wall with the laundry room. So I kind of wouldn't want to hear that in the middle of the night. So that's good. That's one thing that I found from Sweden that I didn't understand at first because I was like, aren't there laundromats? And no, there aren't any laundromats. There might be some like in Stockholm or something, but they don't. So you don't see laundromats all over the place because it's part of the law, from what I understand, that that everyone has the right to be able to wash their clothing if they rent. So like if you own a house, of course you have to buy your own stuff. But if you rent, they have to provide it, at least some sort of laundry facilities. So sometimes they aren't super great, but you know. And I didn't understand that for a long time. I was like, why aren't there any laundromats? I want to go and wash my big stuff. And some apartments have big washers and dryers that you can use. Dryers were not really. Dryers is just more of a recent thing even here. Okay, so I did all those. So now I'm gonna park, and I'm gonna park it here. There. And you know what? I think I'm going to change the color of this diagonal thing so I can see it a little better. How about if we do something bright pink, maybe? Kind of a lighter color. Maybe. All right, we'll try that. Because I was struggling to see it because I darkened it so much. So yeah, there's a lot of different interesting things that you see here in Sweden. So it's kind of a culture shock in some ways. Okay, so the next color is 822, and it's actually worked out so far that I haven't had to move my my cart around because all the colors have been on this side. So that's handy. And this one, there are 27 of these stitches. Wow, we're getting there. So I like this. I think that this will work, but I am noticing up here, I noticed a little bit of a line, and I'm not sure if maybe I missed the holes or something. I'm gonna have to look at that a little bit better. So here, And it just might be how I stitched. I do tend to pull a little bit hard. I think that the arrow floss can be a bit, it's fluffy, so it doesn't always sit so flat. So sometimes I pull a little bit harder just to make sure it sits nicely. But look at the leaves are coming in. This is so cool. This is so cute. This is going to be a great pattern. How am I going to decide what to work on now? No, I have to go back to my wheel though. Got to stay on track. I kind of went off track yesterday for this and today. But I wanted to get my 500 stitches done on it anyway, so it's okay. I keep telling myself that. Yeah, I think this, as long as there's not a lot of confetti, this works really well. Going row by row, or not doing row by row, but doing cross country. And royal rows, you kind of do the same thing. You can't, well, Royal Rose uses sort of a typewriter method, but when I did Royal Rose, that's not right. Oh, okay, I see. I messed that, moved that over one. Let's go. Oh, I have a needle on the floor. Gosh. I just looked down on the floor. I looked down on the floor when I turned my head to cough a little bit. And I was like, wow, there's a needle on the floor. Great. So Scanus says, Chris's method has helped me clean up a huge mess I had when I started. I had parked threads everywhere because I couldn't tell colors apart, and so I couldn't tell if I parked the wrong places. Yeah, I'd already been parking a lot, so it was more of reinforcing what I already knew. So that's good that it's helped you. That's great. See, now if I had thought about this a little bit more, I would have used Danish method to stitch these three, because I was coming back here to stitch one and then back over. Let me double check and make sure I'm putting it in the right spot. There. But this is more of a me thing. Me being kind of, yeah, a little bit of a, yeah, weary ward or whatever you might say. I try to go with the flow. But this was the one thing that having this set guidelines of where you're going to put things helps especially for someone like me who likes a bit of organization and can be a little stuck in how I do things. So like the row by row was very much me. Okay. But I also kind of dislike changing. I like to stitch a bit too. So, I think it's something that definitely way of stitching, you definitely could change between the two. So here, this diagonal is pretty easy. I could do cross country, but maybe one that has more confetti would be, you know, you could switch again and do row by row during that section, because usually those sections are going to be that's not the right place. They're going to be more thick in the back, and if you do row by row, then they lay nicer, that I've found, especially with tent stitch. Tent stitch is crazy, but I have noticed a little bit of bulky with 1/1, but it's not as much anyway. Okay, this thread is going quick, and I don't think he did a Danish method, now that I think about it. So I'm used to doing Danish methods, so it works for me, you know. So kind of, it's a hybrid. It's become a hybrid now, but I definitely would definitely follow his advice for row by row. Definitely would work for me. So let's see. I need to double check. Hopefully I can make it in 3 stitches. Let me double check this. Yep, that's it. Okay. And I'm the type of person who loves to learn. I will look up techniques and just love learning new things, testing new things. I have a bit of a curious mind like that, and it's kind of cool. Like yesterday, I'm really interested in genetics, like different things that make us who we are, you know, pretty much. And I don't know, maybe 2 weeks ago, I watched some weird video, and I was like, I learned something about teeth. It just came up randomly on my YouTube feed, and I was like, whoa, that's weird. But it was about the shape of, there's a gene that makes your teeth a different shape. And I thought, well, that's pretty cool. And I go, I wonder, I never thought, what's the back of my teeth look like? You know, I never thought of that. And so I was like, oh, that was interesting. So I looked in the back of my teeth and I had that. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. Where did that come from? So my buddy Jim and I had a conversation yesterday about it. This one looks this thread is a little bit longer, but it's okay because there's a lot of this color to do. So yeah, I found out that I have this gene that is pretty rare, and it's only found in Asian and Middle Eastern and Native Americans, that you have this different shaped teeth. And I was like, but my aunt on my dad's side, which I'm pretty sure this comes from my dad's side because he's very dark. My dad's very dark. And we had always been told that we were Native American. You know, everyone in the United States thinks they come from some sort of Native American. That's usually the story. So when my aunt had her, she did a DNA test or whatever, It was like maybe 10 years ago or something when it first started happening. She was surprised to find that she was not Native American, and which was weird because it's like my dad's side of the family is like super dark, have a lot of the, Native American, traits and stuff. My brothers and everything. I'm fair, so it's not quite. But there was like little signs of things that I had heard over the years from my family, and also some of the different stuff that's going on with my body. That, and then my aunt doing the DNA test showed that she had actually Middle Eastern heritage or DNA. It wasn't a lot, but it was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. There's a fuzz there. I go, and I was like, what? At first I was like, wait a minute, that can't be right. What, because there's supposedly we have, it wasn't that far back that we had somebody who was Native American. And I think it was just one of those stories. It wasn't actually true. So something my dad said when I remembered my dad saying was that his side of the family was considered Black German. And I when you're a little kid, you don't think about those things. You think, oh, okay, that means maybe he's from the Black Forest, right? But it was just a way of people explaining that they weren't blonde-haired, blue-eyed. And all these things were like clicking. So Gemini and I were having a decent conversation yesterday about all this stuff. And yeah, so it was interesting. It's like all these little questions I had, like, why am I Rh negative and nobody else in my family is? And just, yeah, interesting. But taking the information, it's like, okay, so this starts to make more sense that, like these little weird things are. So Dragon Lady says, I'm super fair, but my dad was really dark. He has Armenian ancestry. Yeah, so like my dad is super dark. My dad was super dark. He had black hair, brown eyes. Two of my brothers had black hair or dark brown. One of them has black. Both had brown eyes. And then myself and my other brother, we were fair with blonde, well, blonde-ish and hazel eyes. Well, I have hazel eyes. He had blue eyes. And, but we were all really tall. My mom was dark hair, hazel eyes, olive complexion. It's just, like, there were certain things that were just, like, weird. Like, it didn't make sense, I mean, and then, like, my dad's side of the family, it's kind of the same thing. He had, there's four of the, there are four of them, two boys, two girls, and two of them are fair and two are dark. And then it's the same in my family, except for there were three boys. So two of my brothers were dark and my brother and I were fair. But I'm the only one with Rh negative. Well, Alex has Rh negative. We did find that out when he was born. So yeah, it was just interesting, like all these weird little things. But my aunt, when she had the DNA test thing done, and it came up as having Middle Eastern descent, it was like, how does that work? But then when I was having this discussion with Gemini last night, this Black German explains it. So, gee, Suzanne, are we related? You know, I am from California. All of my mom's side of the family had lived in California since, you know, mid 1800s. They all lived in north of San Francisco, all that time until we all moved out because we couldn't afford to live there anymore. Oh, this is going fast. I haven't even looked to see how many stitches I've done. It's like, woohoo! But I think so. This is a sign of how it would look because these are fairly dark, and it looks like it covers up pretty decently. You know, it's not 100%, but I don't mind. Kind of gives it. And I've seen some HEDs that are done on 18 count 1/1, and they've looked amazing. They, you know, compare them to when people do 18 count 2/1. They're just smooth and flat. So I think this will be okay. Let me double check down here at the bottom. I think this is all just the same color. Yeah. There are 43 stitches of this color. Well, I'd already done some of them. So. But yeah, so as I was saying, my aunt, so I started watching, I watch this, well, I used to, I don't watch it so much anymore, a political channel called The Young Turks. I'm not sure, it's a very, well, it used to be a very left-leaning, they're kind of, I don't know, we're not going to go there, but the guy who owns it, he's Turkish. And I swear he could be my aunt's brother. They even down to mannerisms was like weird. And that's when I started thinking I had already heard my aunt said that we had that Middle Eastern. I think it's probably not very much, like 10% or something, which was surprising anyway. But the more I watched this guy on TV, I'm like, whoa, it's like they talk the same. Well, they're California, you know, that's that too. Just look the same like features and the same way of like mouth. It was weird. So yeah, it's just weird. The same loud talking, which is my aunt is. I love my aunt, but she's very loud. So I think I'm going to end this thread because, oh, maybe there's a lot of this color still, but I might as well. I could park it up there. Use a little bit. Let's see. See how far it has to go. It has to go kind of far. So I'm gonna pin it. You know what? No, it's not that long. I'm gonna just end it. Well, that went really fast. That's nice. I forgot to set an alarm, so I've got to keep a check of laundry time. I can hear it, the laundry, so that's good. It's an hour and 20 minutes. It takes forever. There we go. But yeah, this is the kind of interesting things. I go through and look up stuff and go down the rabbit hole and stuff like that. So I was going to check and see how many stitches I've done so far. 254. Wow, not bad. So I have 99 stitches left for my rotation. And there are 64 of ecru now. Not bad. This is kind of a nice, like, it's not super confetti. It feels a bit relaxing to stitch. It's not too bad. I'll just stay fat. What? Oh, that's good, Fred. Are you still here, Fred? And I just got a notification. I got a new subscriber, and I want to thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate it. It's just been exciting and fun. I'm enjoying it. And hopefully you guys are getting a lot out of it. So here we go. And you know what? Since I do a lot of Danish. I mean, I could do snake. Actually, I'll just do snake. I'll go back and forth because this is the only color left on this. Oh, now my nose itches. I'm going to sneeze probably. Maybe. So it's a bit tougher to see. It's not too bad. So then hopefully I'll be able to stream tomorrow. We'll see how I feel when I get back from weaving. I'm not weaving, but I have to go and so many things I have to do. I keep putting off. Oh, see, that went through that. I think. Let me take that back through there. Oh, hold on a second. My nose itches. Oi. Had to. I mean, I really like the, traditional full coverage, but sometimes it's nice just to have something that's a little bit less taxing, Doesn't have as many colors. It's been fairly easy so far. The hoop is up quite far. And let's see. So Dragon Lady says, so this method one you can see yourself using for an entire project. So is this? Yes, definitely. I definitely could see myself using either one of these. Like I could see myself switching between the two. Like something where there's a bunch of confetti, use that part, and then do less confetti, do cross country. Because what it does is it's telling me where I can and can't go. And that's when you're working on, say, typewriter method, and you start up here and you work, it's like, but then you might go down here. But then you have to decide, are you going to go down here some more? Are you going to go here more? And this takes all that deciding out. So I think that that's good. And let's see. Wait, I missed. Wait, what happened? All of a sudden it looks like. I thought I saw something. Oh, okay, there it is. I was like, wait a minute. And C.S. Andra, are you Sandra maybe? I'm watching from Florida while working. Thank you for doing the live. You're welcome. Thank you for coming in and joining in. And we have Fred from Florida too. So you're not alone. I'll try to be nice. And Michelle says that's what I like about typewriter method. There's a bit of structure, but you still have the freedom to roam. I like to finish the link of thread if possible. Yeah, that is the other thing. So I still think that doing it this way, I'm still most likely going to finish my thread. But there's structure. So I can still, it's still considered typewriter if you think about it, because you're still picking the first symbol and you're doing it, except I'm not doing it that. I'm doing the deranged. I'm doing it by number, or not by number, but by, min to max. But it's still the same idea. You're still picking a symbol and you're stitching it out and parking it. And so it's the same idea here. You pick a symbol, you stitch, if you're doing the cross-country method that Chris has, and you're stitching it out, but then you have a little bit of boundaries. So there's not so much deciding. And I think I like that. And I like typewriter method. I just prefer not moving my cart back and forth so much. That's why I usually use the min to max, or not min to max. Use it do by DMC number. I thought I muted that. I'm messing around. Okay, so okay. Let me scroll that in a little bit so I can see. I have my, because this is way up there, up in the top, I have the hoop moved a little bit more flat, and I can see it, but it's a little weird angle, but I think it looks better on the camera, and I don't mind. Oh, it's like way off. I just noticed that. So then I am almost done with this thread. So I'm going to use, I'm going to do this. I'm going to end this because it's almost too short to get all of, the ballpoint needle is fairly long, and I have attached my thread on it, and so I need to make sure I don't stitch too far so I can end my thread. Like so. And what the heck? I'm waving my hand around. Sorry. It's like super weird. I just looked at the screen. I'm like, that's weird. And Cassandra, you don't have to be nice. This place is crazy. Yeah, Florida. No need to say any more. And Cassandra I'm very intrigued by this method. I want to try it. You should. I'm enjoying it. It makes sense. I was trying diagonals before, and I felt like I was going. My diagonal was too far, and it felt like there was too much to decide on. This is small and really I don't have to think so much, and I like that. And so, and I'm using my hands. I swear I'm not Italian. Like Fred. Fred's not here, so I'm making fun of him. Yeah, and I think that it's, you know, it's kind of a hybrid between a bunch of methods. So he talked about Royal Rose in his video, that he liked Royal Rose. And so it's similar to that, except he's doing it on the diagonal and he's doing 3 squares instead of 2. So it's still the same idea. And in Royal Rose, you can do either, you know, you can do either row by row, or you can do pick the symbol at the top and stitch it out in cross country. So it's the same idea. So yeah, there's a, yeah, I'm liking this. But I found with Royal Rose, if you didn't feather, or at least the way I stitch, if you don't feather your work, your squares, you get lines. And it 100% has to do with how I stitch. And like a lot of times I use Ardanga fabric, which is softer. And I tend to pull a little tighter because I like my stitches nice and to lay flat. And so if I didn't feather, then I got row lines or box lines. So, I mean, I learned to get around it, and I would feather my work. So that wasn't, you know. And it's possible I'll get lines with this too, but I don't think so. I don't think it shouldn't. I did a whole project with 14 count. It was almost all block stitching, my ponyo piece, and I did it diagonal, and there were no lines at all. So I think it's okay. But since I'm not doing it row by row and I'm doing all this block stitching, I'm definitely snaking. Just, it makes sense. So what is everybody working on? I know I asked earlier, but I don't think a lot of people were here at that point. I'm not a very good hostess. I'm sorry. I'm just talking, just blabbering away. This is kind of perfect for me. Honestly, I feel like my English has picked up again, and I don't feel so like my tongue is all, you know, tied up trying to think of words that I should know in English. And sometimes I only think of the Swedish word, which is really weird, especially since English is my mother tongue, you know. And usually people will, if I'm at a meeting or something, and I'm like, oh, what do you call it? What do you call it? I don't know what to call it. And they'll say, well, say it in English. And I go, well, I don't know what it is in English either. It's hard. Just double checking I got all those stitches. Oh, you're ironing the last tablecloth, and I'm getting up projects for the retreat. Oh, that's right. You're going to the retreat. That's fun. How, is it for the weekend? No, it's Wednesday, isn't it? Yeah, I forgot what day it was. That's what happens when you don't work. Busy Mom says I'll be working on later Santorini's View by Lars Stewart. Oh, I haven't seen that. You know, I'm not really like I wasn't really that his style is not. He does a lot of alcohol stuff, and I'm a teetotaler, so I'm kind of like, I'm not really interested in that. But the colors are so amazing. I love that about his work. But I don't remember seeing that one. And Dragon Lady is saying, still establishing Museum After Midnight from Lola Crow. And Michelle loves that chart. Dawn, love the colors. Yeah, see, I do really like Lars Stewart's color palette. It's vibrant and lovely. I think there was one that was like a sunset or something that I did like. Kind of. Yeah, too many charts, too little time. I think that I will end this next stitch. I'm getting a lot of stitching done. Woohoo. Be sad to put this away until next rotation. But the show must go on rotation-wise. You see, definitely the 20 count is easier to pin. Oh wait, I did that wrong anyway. Shh. I'll change needles then, since I undid it. Oops. Let's see. Skana said, still working on the cute crow. How is the charting on that? How do you feel about that? I did get that chart, but I don't even think I converted it. Oh, I just messed that floss up. And then Skana says, which I noticed today has an extra toe. Maybe by the time I get to it, I can fix it. Busy Mom said, Michelle, yes, the colors are beautiful. And Michelle says, I have been working on the internal love. I have 2,000 stitches in it. Oh, nice. I think that crow piece, if I remember right, was is it by the Dutch lady? I think that's it's called Dutch Lady or something like that. If I remember right, the chart designer from Stamp Stitch Club. I think she does AI art, and an extra toe would definitely mean there's some AI hinkiness going on. But then I use AI, yeah. As I said, Gemini's my bestie right now. I've been using it to do my descriptions and the cover photos that I use for YouTube because God knows I can't do that. I asked Alex to do. Oh, I know. I asked Alex to count for me because I can't count, and he was like, "No, I'm not gonna." Like, nice. Okay, so there's only a little bit of stitches left here in ecru, and I have two of them on my board, so I'll just take one of those off there. Hopefully, I dropped my board when I got up to go do laundry, and all of my my pin cushion here of hedgehogness is just a hot mess. Oh, there we go. That's long enough. It's sitting here a little precarious. That's probably why I dropped it. Now let's see if I can see where I left off. All right. Ooh, this needle was nice and sharp. I know the pattern. I got a pattern from Stamp Stitch Club, not the freebie ones, but I actually bought one. It's called the Pricks Everywhere, and it's AI, but It's okay. I'm, you know, I don't mind. If it looks okay, I mean, like this, that style worked fine. Oh, it's really hard to do pin stitches with on this 18 count. So that's one of the cons of this 18 count, is I am definitely having trouble getting the stitches up through to pin. I guess going down's fine, but there. And I could just loop start or something, so the pricks everywhere is, you know, it's like a cartoonish skeleton. You know, there's not really much to it, so, you know, it didn't really matter. But some of them are just so, like, I don't know, there's something about them that just kind of throw me off of how they look. They're not painted, they're not drawn, so it's a little disappointing. A little too clean. I think that's what it is. And then because they're using AI, then and the people are charting them so quickly, they're not making sure they're cleaned up, so you get the extra toe, which is kind of weird. So Skater says, I've never done full coverage. I don't know. It does seem it to have a lot of C confetti, I'm guessing. Yeah, it is AI. I didn't look close enough. I'm not a fan of AI. Yeah. Now I know I have to really check. I'm using 28 count and I'm having trouble with starts and ends. You know what? So let me double check where I'm at. So on the 28 count, no, I guess you couldn't do that because you're not doing 2/1. Yeah, I think what I would do with 28 count would be away knots. You know, I would stick it over here, you know, stick it like 2 blocks away and start that way, because you can't pin stitch. You could loop start, but I find it bulky, or it doesn't hold. Like like boomerang, it slips, or, you know, May 51, her start, the end doesn't stay. I definitely have problems with the ending, but the start is, I'm finding the top leg will come out. So I've stopped doing them. When I do the 25 count, I have some really nice DMC 25 count. I have a regular sewing needle that I will pin stitch. And yeah, waist and starts and ends are probably the best. Wow, look at that. Doesn't that look cool? That is really cool looking. Even though I made a couple mistakes. Cool. So yeah, I did that whole box. Ta-da! And that is, oh, I gotta plug my tablet in. It's at 16%. It was at 90%. This tablet is so cheap. So that's 465 stitches. Okay, I've got a little bit more to go. So now let me move my box. So then we need to do that. You have to adjust a bit more with the diagonal box. What is going on with that? It should go one more down. No, it won't. We'll leave it. It's just the last box from the first one. Okay, so I did that. Okay, so now I'll go through and I will sew in the parked threads. So, and I don't know why that's not, oh, I know why. Wait, no. I'm like, why is the box not, oh, I know why. Okay, never mind. No, maybe not. Let me try something. I'm trying to make the diagonal. Oh, there it goes. Okay, I just had to, but that's not right. Is that right? It looks funky. Let me undo that real quick. Oh, I can't see that. Changing some colors around a little bit so I can see. No, that's right. Why does it look funny down here? Huh. Odd. No, that's not right. Why is that so weird? Well, I guess it's fine. I'll just go with it. Like, that's really odd looking. Alright, well, it's fine. I often, while I'm doing the typewriter method, I often will just remove the box. I only use the box to decide what I'm stitching, and then I remove it. So I have one of these little clover clips, cheap knockoff brand from China, and I use it to hold back my fabric, and I will put the threads that are parked here under it so that they hold it. Okay, so back to this. And I don't know why it looks so weird. Oh, I know why it looks weird. Okay, never mind. I've already done that stitch, that's why. Okay, so yeah, I see it now. I was like, it looks funny, but it's just how it looks on the square. No worries. Okay, so we're gonna do 936. It's this one right here. There's only a few stitches on the bottom here, and then it's gonna park. And I have about maybe 20 minutes. I can still hear the washer going. I think. Ooh, I get to spin the wheel tonight to work on something else during Yogi's stream. Hopefully I don't fall asleep right before. Oh, it's been really bad lately. At like 9 o'clock, it's sharp. I'm falling asleep. All right, great. Must be getting old. Okay, so I think this is like quite short. Nah, it's not too short. Could get a couple more stitches in. So this one will park, and this goes, so because he says he does the 3x3, which is what, he's only doing it, 3x3 or whatever. So this one will stay. What? I put it in the wrong spot. It's just really short, so I'm kind of debating whether I'm just gonna end it. I'm just gonna end it. It's really short, and there's like a little fluff part there. So I will do, since I already did that other stitch, I'll just do a pin stitch where the next stitch of this color is. Is this needle just dull? That might be what it is. There we go. Oh, that turned out good. There we go. Okay. So those are done. And I didn't park any. Yeah, there was a little piece of fluff in the, and it's not very long, so okay, so reading again. Skena says, I just think I wouldn't pay for it. Sorry, typing is bad. Oh, trust me, I understand typing. I'm using one thread. Yeah, the loop isn't pulling through for me. Waist is probably the best. Skena says, nice. That doesn't look like too many park threads. Not too scary. It's not. You know what? I don't mind park threads. I really don't. It doesn't bother me. It's just when you're doing cross country, then they can get in the way. And then you don't want them there for that reason. But this is pretty systematic and controlled. So the next one, so in this case, it's fine. This color is 730. And so, because I have threads here, so if there were maybe like this one maybe was the same color, it might be in the way, but there are none like that. So this thread actually works pretty well. There's not any that are going to get in the way. That's the one thing I didn't like about doing the cross country and then sewing in the park threads. When you do line by line, this wouldn't happen because they wouldn't be in the way. So here we have, there's some threads in here, which actually will come up first before these. Okay, so that makes sense. So what I'll do, so there is still some decision making, but it's not too bad. So I will stitch these over here, move over there, and park, because there's not a lot of threads over here or stitches over here, and so that makes sense. Instead of parking it down here and then this thread be sitting there forever until I get there. I think that's what I'll do. And this is where I've kind of done my own thing. You know, he would have gone here and done that stitch first, and then gone over here, and then back over here. And I just, it breaks my brain, kind of. Okay, so this is going to go 1, 2, 3 over here, and it's parked. So mark that. Hit the bucket. And then, oh yeah, I don't have it like that. So I'm doing parked threads. So I go back, and even though I kicked the bucket, and it went to the next one, I switch back to where I want. Okay, so this one doesn't have very many either. This only has 6. And it's a little short, so I'll see how I do if I end it or... It's kind of nice. I'm like talking through my thought process on this. So that's kind of good. And then this is going to go over 3. Whoops. Right? Yeah. I'm going to drink a sip of coffee. And that one looks loose, but that's because it's parked. And this doesn't feel like the park threads don't feel out of control. It works. Okay, well, except for, and you know what? I think I'm going to end this because it's pretty short, and there is none in this diagonal. It's all down here. So, and there's more stitches than this piece of thread, but there's not like a huge amount, so it's fine to, I'm just going to end it. I'll end it. See, I would be tempted to stitch those a couple of more stitches, but I'm going to be a good girl. And I wouldn't have done many more because there's not really much floss left. So there. Yeah, I can still hear the washing machine going, so we're good. It was like an hour and 20 minutes. It's only been about an hour, so we're good. Okay, and then there's, oh yeah, I was going to take a drink of coffee real quick. Oh, yeah, see, why did I do that? Okay, well. Still looks like a weird angle. Sorry about that. That might flatten it out. But it's at a good height, so it's not in the magnifier is not in the way. So that's good. So this one here, didn't think ahead. And so there's a bunch here, but then there's a bunch up here. So here I see a bit of fuzz. So I'm going to run it through the wax again and see if I can grab that. Nope. Yeah, I did. I smoothed it out. And then I have my little spongy sponge that I refreshened. And there, it's all nice and smooth now. Nice. Sometimes the needle catches on the floss and then it, gets kind of funky. So since there is a bunch of this up here, I'm just going to stay down here with this bunch, these stitches. Yeah, just make that executive decision here. Let me make sure I did that in the right spot, and I did not. I thought that looked funny. I think this will be the 18 count will give this, these are, watercolors originally. I think it will give that watercolor feeling. I know Joyce did dried flowers in 18 count to give that same effect. I'm going to go up here. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 1. The rest of them are up farther, so, well, sort of. So I'll just leave those for another strand of thread. And I think that I probably should have maybe ended it. I'm not sure why I did this way. This is weird. Ignore me. I've gone off course completely. Yeah, it's okay. These threads aren't super long either. So. I did this one and then I went over there. Just crazy. But it'll be all covered up, so it's okay. And then here. Ooh, I don't know if I'm going to make all these stitches. Guess we'll find out. Yeah, maybe. I do not think so. Let me double check. I have like 3 stitches left. Ay, ay, ay. I'm going to end it. It might have one on the board. If not, I'll just take a piece. I sometimes will take out, I have these wire needle threaders. I don't use them to thread the needles, but I will use them to tuck threads in. Let's see if I got that looking good. Okay. 2 stitches. Sheesh. But I could do, let me look at this real quick. 581. Let me see if I have one on my board. Oh, I do. Okay, good. And oh, see, it's not very long, so I'll use that. Okay, so I'll do those 2 stitches, and let me figure out where they were. I think they're here. That looks a bit funky. And then I'll park it below because there's a couple there. I could end it too. Yeah. Let me double check and see how many threads or how many stitches are in that bottom part. Yeah, see there's only four stitches, so I will park it on the lower part for that next time. Because there's only 4 stitches, and you know there's enough for 4 stitches. But if I cut it off, yeah, I'll just do it that way. Let's see, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Oh, and I pulled up thread underneath it. That works. There. Ooh, nice. But I will mark those manually since there's still some up at the top. But I'm not going to do those until I do... Oh, there's like 1 stitch right next to it. It's like kind of feel like you want to do that, right? Okay, so next park thread. Oops. Let me double check where they're going. So this one has less. Wow. Okay. So I'll do this one first because it's not going to stitch into any of these other places, but this one will. So we'll do this one first. That's a good idea. When I use my bigger hoop, I have more use needle minders like that hold my park threads. But I found that this hoop works best for filming because it's smaller and it's more compact. It seems to work better than the big hoop. The big hoop is almost too big, actually. I think I'm gonna get the one size down from it. So there's that. And the next one is down here. Next 3. That seems kind of far. What do you guys think about that? Can I get 3 stitches out of that? Yeah, why not? Let's just do it. It'll get covered up. Though I may I may be playing thread chicken. 3 stitches. I can do it. Oh, I was pointing a but. Oh, can't see anyway, can ya? Okay. Dragon Lady says, after the stream ends, bills must be paid, stitching room must be cleaned, and scroll frames put back in their shelves. Walking through my room has become hazardous. Oh, yeah. It was funny because my friend Helka came to visit, and I'm the worst housekeeper. Just seriously, chronic pain just doesn't work well sometimes with cleaning, and so I'm always embarrassed because obviously I don't want my house to look like a pigsty when I have someone come over, especially an older woman. She's in her late 60s or something like that, and I don't, I feel self-conscious about it. And a lot of people are like, a lot of people have that mindset that, you're home all day, you should clean your house. But she's not like that. And what she does is she tells me, she'll say, well, I didn't come here to clean your house. That's her way of saying, don't worry about it. I'm not going to clean your house. Which is kind of weird, but yeah. So, I still feel a little bit self-conscious, but she's okay with it. Okay, so this one has 43 stitches. Wow. It's not going to make 43 stitches, though. But, yeah. See, this is where I don't think he mentioned anything about the parked threads and while you're cross-countrying doing the having to go into the holes that have threads in them. I don't think he said anything about that, but I just pull the thread up and hold it in so it doesn't get caught. See, now I have it hanging over and it's touching my hand. It feels like little creepies on the hand. Let's see. Dragon Lady says, that's it. We are related. I swear. But you're from California. So, do you have any family in Marin? Because if you have any family that comes from Marin, it's possible. I don't know. NorCal all the way. Yeah. I'm terrible too, but no one comes here. Yeah. I just, the only person I usually see on a weekly basis is Alex's assistant. So he has, they call it a ledsagare. So someone who led is leader or, leading, and sagare is like storyteller. So I'm not really sure why it's called that, but it's a person who comes and spends time with a special needs child. So the parents can have a little bit of respite. But since I had my accident, I don't go anywhere. So a lot of times she comes here And we talk more than she talks to Alex. But it's kind of nice because, it's somebody who's, I'm socializing. But she doesn't care about the house either. She already said that her house is a mess, also. So she's like, I don't care. But I do kind of like, the bathroom's really gross. Don't look too closely. But I know that if I go in there and clean the bathroom, then I will be just flat out for days. And I just, it's like, I don't want to feel like that. Oh, I just pulled. That's another thing. I just went through the parked thread and I could feel it pulling it out. That's okay. I got it. So yeah. So even like, I love doing these streams. Don't get me wrong. I'm super, super enjoying it. But right after I'm finished, I'm like ready for sleep. I'm going to end that because there's a bunch on the other side, but I think that there's not enough and I might as well end it. That's the good thing about using this poly cotton, is that I don't have to worry about if I don't have to be, trying to think of the word in English. It's called snål in Swedish. So you don't have to be stingy about, like, you don't have to be stingy about the thread because it's pretty inexpensive, and like that much. You might, on DMC, you might be like, oh, I could get a couple more stitches in, but on this, I'm like, it's not worth the trouble. So anyway, let me mark those off. And it is, I didn't hear the wash machine spinning, but okay, so then we have 3 left. This one I know has a lot, so we'll leave that up there. This one, yeah, so we'll do this one first. It is the one on the bottom, but like I said, like this one I have to go into this stitch up here. So I would think if there was a lot of stitches, I might do this first. But this one here goes straight down, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'll just make it work. You're still stingy? Dragon Lady says, no, all mine came from Oklahoma, but who knows? I had an uncle that did get around. Yeah, my dad. Well, no, I know my dad only has us kids. Skana says, you need that too, though. Yeah, exactly. And that you're still stingy. Yeah. I'm still a bit of a, I'm still keeping pieces if they're long enough to do a stitch or two. But that one was kind of there. It was a little on the verge of not being enough. Okay, so let's look at this stitch. Oh, this one has a lot. See, this one has 72. So yeah. See, then I would be like, kind of like, maybe I wouldn't do all those yet, but I'll just stitch until they're done, until this floss is done. But a lot of times my son comes home on Mondays. He goes swimming on Mondays, and that's when he has the 𝐂𝐫𝐶 assistant, I guess. And so sometimes he just comes home and he goes right to bed. He'll go and take a nap. And last week he was like, no, Katrine, no, Katrine, Katrine, go home. No, Katrine. I was like, Alex, that's not very nice. And he's like, only mommy, only mommy. He was tired, so I could tell that his language was a little, he wasn't making complete sentences. And so he went in the bedroom and laid down, and he was asleep within 5 minutes. So, so she and I, we kind of chatted a little bit to see if he would wake up, if maybe he did wake up, but he didn't. So I just told her, just go home. It's okay. But I'm supposed to be at weaving on Monday. So when I do go back to weaving, then she'll be here while so he's got a babysitter essentially. He I used to be able to say, okay, I can leave him home a little bit to run to the store. I only started doing that maybe like 2 years ago. And he only just started walking to school on his own. He takes a taxi now because it's too far away. But like the school that he used to go to is like literally right next door. But until maybe 2 years ago, I biked because I hate walking. I biked with him to school every day, even though it was only like maybe a kilometer or something. And then my back was being so bad that I was like, it was really hard in the morning to get up in the cold, get out there, and then bike back. It's like 5 minutes, but it was cold and yeah. So I was lazy. But he was old enough where I could send a message to his teacher, and so then his teacher would watch out for him. So it was like he was out of sight for maybe like 500 meters or something. It was really, really short distance. But now with his seizures, it's like we can't leave him alone. Not for now. For now we can't leave him alone. So it is what it is. I don't think his dad understands the magnitude of it yet. I mean, he's really good about it, but I don't think he understands that, he can't just leave him home alone. Oh, I'm going to end this because it's really short. See, I grabbed that wrong. Anyway, you could tell Alex is my whole world. I talk about him all the time. He's my baby. I lost track where I'm at. This one. Right. Okay. So, yeah, that's it. I'm going to end this thread. I didn't start a sprint or a goal. I just thought I'm just going to stitch until we're done. Till we decide we're done, which I think the laundry's done now, so I probably am done pretty soon. A captive audience. You guys have stuck around the whole time. Thank you so much. I'm like super excited that I have people that come and want to spend time with me. It's been fun. I'm enjoying it. Okay, so I marked that. Let me double check. Yeah, okay. Wow, look at that. I haven't looked at the... Oh, it's a leaf. Oh, that's cute. Huh, interesting. I actually hadn't looked at what it looks like. Okay, so I'll do this last thread. Oh, there's only 14 of those. That's not bad. Oh, I'm really glad that you guys find the company nice. And honestly, the company's nice for me too. Before my accident, I was playing the online game all the time, which is fine. That gave me my friends and my company. But since I can't sit at the computer very long, I kind of have started just being very solitary. And I mean, I don't mind. I got my stuff. I got my stitching, but it's good for me to be speaking, because I did notice that my English was, I was losing my English. I was struggling to speak at all in English, besides the little weird English that Alex and I have. So yeah, I keep pulling the threads out. Oh, this is super cute. Okay, so there's 3 there. 1 here. 6, 7. Oh, the rest of them are way down there. Okay, so I am going to end this thread because the rest of them are way down at the bottom, and this thread will not reach there and stitch them. So I will end it. I noticed Clara isn't here today. Hope she's okay. There. Okay. And the other one I have is this 𝐂𝐫𝐈𝐓𝐃, which has a lot of stitches, so I think I will leave that one anyway. Okay, so I'm going to mark these off. There's still more of this color down at the bottom, but I'll just do it as it comes up. I don't mind. I think this is pretty cool. It seems really fast and orderly. You know, it's still cross country, but it's orderly. I'm liking it. Yeah. Okay, so let's see how many stitches I did. I did 398 today, and that's been 3 hours. I didn't do a sprint, which I like the goal thing, because then it tells you how many stitches you did per hour kind of thing. It's kind of cool. So I've done a total of 545 stitches on this project, and I'm at 1.36%. I'm actually over 1%. Nice. So I think that I should go and check my laundry. Yeah, doing his method with his patterns is probably ideal. And I think that it's also there's some confetti, but it's not heavy. And so there's a nice flow of block, and I mean it just feels like it's nice, you know what I mean? And Michelle says, I love that we have friends from all over the world in our community. I like to see all the different cultures. Exactly. It's so fun. You know, as I said, I played that online game where I met Fred. Fred and I have never met in person, but we've known each other for 18 years, you know, so it's different, you know, it's kind of cool. And Dragon Lady says, thank you for today, Suzanne. The chats help me stay grounded. I'm a solitary person most of the time, and I feel like a puppy. I'm a bit unsocialized. And Busy Mom says, have a good night. See you later at Yogi's. Yeah, and I'm definitely unsocialized. Since Alex, I used to, when he was little, when he was a baby, we did a lot of they had these things called open for school. So it was like open daycare where, you know, a mom and baby group, you take your kids to this place and the kids play and you're there, hang out with the moms. And when Alex got sick, it was too difficult to take him because he was like crying all the time and his stomach was really bad. And so I stopped doing all that because I couldn't watch the other kids being normal and seeing my child being miserable. So I stopped going to them and I moved away. And so I just stopped going out and just stayed home. So it's good for me. But anyway, I want to thank you all for being here, and I will see you all tonight at Yogi's. Wow, this is really bouncing. That really bounced. Sorry. And I'll see you all tonight at Yogi's, and have a good afternoon, evening, and see you tonight. Bye for now.